joining us on this week's edition of Travel Talk Saturdays. It's a big privilege for me to welcome Kim Tobias from Oceania Cruises with us today. She's going to tell us in a little bit all about Oceania. Just before she gets to start, I just want to introduce our office a little bit to you. So we are locally owned and operated. Our office in Maple Ridge, servicing officially Maple Ridge, Pitt Meadows and Mission. But that said, we can help anyone all over North America. We are currently a team of 16 consultants, and so why would you want to book with us? I'm not going to read everything, but we are here for you. We want to spend time with you, get to know you, give you the best advice we can so that we are able to help you. We're also part of the Expedia group. Next slide, Kim, if you don't mind. So we're also part of the Expedia group, so we can, with our buying power and stuff like that, we can really help you, giving you the best pricing and options available for your vacation. Although we are Expedia Cruises, we are more than cruises, so we can help you with all kinds of vacations, really to help to make you that vacation a complete vacation, including all the components. And I'm pretty sure Kim will be able to talk to this too a little bit, but we guarantee that you will not find a better price booking directly with a cruise line than you would find with us. So always contact us. Sometimes we got a few extra little things we can include with your cruise to give you better value for that. So with that said, you're not here to listen to me. You want to listen to Kim. So Kim, thank you for joining us, and you can go ahead. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me to the Saturday Travel Talks. I love the idea, and I just wanted to add a couple things about booking through a travel advisor and the wonderful office of Expedia Cruises in Maple Ridge is that they really know about the different cruise lines. So they will, you'll be able to have those discussions with him, and they will help choose the one that works best for you. And if anything goes, if you have questions or anything you need assistance with anything, they are also wonderful, and they have partnerships with the cruise lines such as myself with Oceania, so they are wonderful. Please do never book directly through any cruise line. Please make sure that you're booking directly through them. So I'm here today to talk with you about Oceania. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what is included, what is different about Oceania, and just first of all, we are a luxury cruise line. We call ourselves luxury of choice. So the word luxury means something to everybody. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about what means luxury to me, what means luxury at Oceania. And I wanted to share something with you that it is the first cruise I ever went on. I'll tell you a couple of reasons why I picked Oceania for my very first cruise. I had a bucket list at that time that included Italy, included France, it included Spain. And I thought, how am I going to cover all of those places on my bucket list? And so I started to look into cruise itineraries. And the one that I chose was the Oceania one. It left out of Rome. And I looked at that itinerary every single day. And I could not believe that I was going to go to all those places on an 8-day journey. And to me, that was luxury, being able to see all of my bucket list items in one cruise. So today we're going to talk a little bit about who's the Oceania guests. We're talk about my favorite thing, cuisine, where we go to, and also the current promotions. So first of all, who are our guests? So if you're joining us today and you have sailed before, you're in good company in an Oceania cruise, because about 90% of our guests have traveled on a cruise before. Some of them have traveled with maybe a more contemporary line, and they've done that many times, and now they're ready to have an elevated travel experience. experience. So maybe they've done a few, 10 times with one cruise line, and now they're ready to try something different. Because we have small ships in our fleet, a lot of people will come to us if they're river cruise guests, and they're ready to make that leap from river cruising to ocean sailing. And Oceania is a great way to do that. We have our ships are small, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. They're wanting to explore the world on a cruise ship experience. That means getting into small ports that no one else can get into. That means exploring with very few guests, and that means no lineups getting on and off the ship. So very easy to explore the world on a small ship. And then we have lots of different cultural experiences, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So those are our guests. Our promises to our guests have been consistent from when Oceania started. One is that we have the finest cuisine at sea. I'm going to talk about why. We have award-winning itineraries, so we have over 300 curated itineraries. They're going to take you around the world. We don't repeat a lot of our itineraries, so they're really small, intimate ones. I'm going to share some of them with you today. And then we talked about sailing on a small ship. The other thing is that it's nice to be on a smaller ship. Our guests feel cared for and cared about. That was one of the things that I remember about my Oceania Cruises, that I felt like I was a family member. And I recently came back from Alaska. I was sailing on the Riviera, and she's about 1,200 guests. And while I was waiting for my transfer, there was another couple beside me, and I asked them, "Oh, is this your first time on Oceania?" And they shared with me that they had been on Oceania 38 times. Wow, that's a lot of cruising. So I asked them why, and they said, one, they feel cared for when they come on board, and they feel like they're part of a family. So I love talking with them and hearing about all of their journeys. So a little bit about the ships that we have. We have 4 lovely ladies that are in the regatta class. They are small ships, so they are only 670 guests. So the average river cruise is about 200 guests, so it's just a little bit step up from a river cruise. So we have 4 in the regatta class. And then we also have 4 a little bit larger, so around 1,200 guests, 1,250 guests. And we just launched a new ship, the Allura, last week. So she's currently sailing in the Mediterranean. So if you've sailed with Oceania before, you might want to try our newest ship, the Allura. She's doing the Med. She's making her way to do Canada and New England. And then in the wintertime, she'll be heading over to the Caribbean. So that's our fleet and our newest ship. Just to give you context, 3 of our ships can fit into some of our larger competition. So you can see just the size. This is even our 1,200 guests. You can see the difference between size, with one of our competition being 4,300, but we've got ships now 5,000-6,000 people. So if you wanted to sail on a small ship, this is the perfect size for you. We have a guest ratio of 2 to 3 staff, 1 chef for every 10 guests. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And 50% of our crew is dedicated to the culinary experience. When you come on board, you're going to feel at home right away. There's no lineups to get on board the ship. You come on and you feel like you're at home. Most of our ships are just residential in design, as I mentioned, designed by Ralph Lauren. So I love that. And then we've got lots of different beautiful places to sit and relax, enjoy your cruise, meet other people. On the Riviera, there's several different lounges, and it was really nice to sit there. They do a happy hour from 4 to 6, and they have 2-for-1 martinis. You get to meet people. They have music, so it's a really nice atmosphere. My favorite thing, a couple things, when I first cruised on Oceania, I used to get my coffee and sit out on my deck and just enjoy the new port of call that I was in. My first port of call was in Portofino. So I took my coffee and sat on the deck there that you can see and just enjoy the beautiful scenery. We have the most comfortable beds at sea. I can guarantee you, I've been on many cruises, and when I sailed on the Riviera recently, I didn't want want to get out of bed in the morning. The beds were just so comfortable, and the washrooms are well appointed and lots of room, and beautiful showers. So I told you earlier that we boast to have the finest cuisine at sea. We have the partnership really started with this gentleman here, Jacques Pépin, and he is a French master chef, and he leads the culinary team at Oceania. And so he ensures that we source the finest ingredients. All our kitchens are state of the art. We have gourmet menus. We have over 500 dishes that you can try. And then we have a galley, one for every restaurant. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's how we come to have the finest cuisine at sea. It really starts with the philosophy of Jacques Pépin, and he created he created a cruise line for foodies from foodies. So lots of great food on board. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I did my 8-day sailing, and either there's something wrong with our laundry service where my pants shrunk, or the food was just so delicious that I overindulged. One interesting thing about Oceania is that the food, the specialty dining, is included in the cost of your cruise, and this is very important. And one of the things that sets Oceania apart from some of the other cruise lines. So you have the opportunity to dine in our specialty dining restaurants. We have a few for you to choose from on our larger ships, and 2 to choose from on our smaller ships, Polo Grill and Toscana. And then we also have the Grand Dining Room, which is where I love to dine. They have a really wide menu selection. They do international cuisine for the port of call that we're sailing in. They change the menu up. I love the service in the Grand Dining Room. So we have lots of different dining options for you, and all of this is included in the price of your cruise. Now we talked about the culinary experience overall. Each of these wonderful restaurants has its own galley, so that's unheard of for a cruise line. They each have their own chefs, and they prepare the meal for you as it is ordered. So that is one of the wonderful things that I do really enjoy when I'm on board, is trying all the cuisine. So that was the specialty dining, but we also have casual dining. We have the Terrace Cafe that is on the top of the ship, so you're enjoying these beautiful views. It is more about kind of like you just can help yourself to whatever it is that you enjoy. There's a beautiful terrace on the back of the cafe, so if you're sailing in a place where it's warm, you can go sit out and enjoy your meal. Waves Grill is by the pool. They have a menu item which I may have had a couple times on my recent cruise, which is a Wagyu beef burger topped with lobsters. So that was my favorite. Barista is at the top of the ship, and you can go and enjoy a latte, cappuccino, smoothies. Everything is included here. Again, water. There's no nickel and diming. You don't need to worry about a large bill at the end because it's all included. 2 new restaurants on our larger ships, the 1,200 ships. We've got the Aquamar, which is healthy ingredients. We have a pizzeria, and we also have a place where you can get gelato. So they serve gelato in the Terrace Cafe, but on the new ships, they have their own specialty place where you can go and get a gelato or an ice cream. We make our own, and so they like to switch it up. So they had, when I was on board, they had a fun ice cream called Elvis the Fat Years. So it was peanut butter, banana, and bacon. So if you're an ice cream fanatic, you have to try one of our delicious ice creams. We also have a tea time that's on the very top of the ship. I love that. Tea time is at 4:00, so they serve these beautiful teas and also different baked goods, which they make fresh every day in the bakery. They have a private dining, so if you're going to have an engagement or maybe dine with other guests, there's a small fee for the private dining just to rent the space, but you can choose as you want from either Toscana or Polo. If you happen to be in one of our suites, you can choose to have your dining delivered to your suite as well. You can choose, they will serve you course by course. So that's a nice advantage of choosing a suite. And then we also cater to dietary restrictions. So if you happen to be gluten-free or lactose intolerant, in each of those galleys, they each have a dedicated space and a dedicated chef for those special requests. So again, that's probably unheard of in the cruise industry. So we're going to take good care of you. The other wonderful thing, I talked about why I chose Oceania for this beautiful itinerary, but we have award-winning itineraries from all over the world. We have a tropics and exotics collection. So you're going again, you've got lots of different destinations to choose from. We can take you from all over the world. We have 600 ports of call. We have 100 different countries. We're even going into Antarctica now. So we're actually cruising in. So you're not getting off the ship to do the experiences, but you're going to see the beautiful scenery from the ship. We have lots of really interesting itineraries in Africa, in Australia, and Asia. So think about your own bucket list, talk about it with the advisors, and they will certainly find the itinerary that aligns with you. So when the ship came to Vancouver this year, I just wanted to share with you that she started off in Japan. So she started a unique itinerary in Japan. She made her way through the international date line into Vancouver, and we've been doing Alaska for the Alaska season. And when she makes her way back, she'll do something similar, which I'll share with you. But we have Japan is a very popular destination right now. So I wanted to share with you this beautiful itinerary where it circumnavigates around Japan. So if that happens to be on your bucket list, this would be a really nice one to choose from. This one is in April, so you're going to see the spring, you're going to see the beautiful foliage that they have in Japan. And there's also an itinerary released for March in 2027. So have a look at all the different itineraries in Japan. So one thing about having the smaller ships is it allows us a few things that stand out. It allows us more time in port. So you have really long days. So you're really going to experience that destination. So the other thing is too that it gives you just longer days to do different types of exploring. We have, when you're in port into these small ports, there's no one else around you. We offer fewer it's a bit of a mouthful. Fewer sea days as well. So there's really lots of advantages into sailing on a small ship. The other thing is we have special curated itineraries that Condé Nast has put together with us. So if you're interested in some different types of itineraries, you may want to have a look at the Condé Nast experiences. And then if you're a foodie, you're going to be having lots of different opportunities. So for example, when you're in France, you will join the chef into the markets to purchase all the ingredients, to show you where they shop, how they source ingredients, how they buy the finest of ingredients. You can bring back to the ship, and you can do a cooking school. You can explore the local markets. I'll talk about one of the itineraries and what excursions they offer, but we really have different excursions that you can take as well. We have more excursions than any other cruise line to choose from. They range in size between 10 and 16 guests, so they're small, especially curated experiences that you can enjoy in each port of call. We also have lots to learn when you're on board the ship. So me, I'm a curious traveler. I like to learn as much as possible. I want to know about the history. I want to know about the culture. I want to know about maybe some different topics as well. So we have guest speakers on board that have some interesting talks that you can enjoy. So we have lots of things to learn. We also have a culinary center. This is very unique to Oceania as well. And that was one of my favorite things that I did on my cruise to Alaska. I took part in a cooking class So in about an hour and 15 minutes, we made a cocktail. We made a beautiful pasta dish. We made a beautiful dessert. And of course, we all got to enjoy it afterwards with a glass of wine. But that was one of my favorite things that I did on my cruise. So if you're a foodie or maybe you just want to cook, it's a nice activity to do with a person that you're traveling with, or it's a nice way to meet new people. There's only 12 per class, so you have to sign up early. But it was interesting. On my cooking school in Alaska, we were all done cooking and we were enjoying our glass of wine and our food. And we looked out of the window and there was two humpbacks breaching while we were eating. So it was a really special experience. If you love to cook and learn about cooking, you don't have to cook yourself. You can just come and enjoy one of our chefs to learn more about cooking and again, making cocktails. Here you can see them shopping in the local market. We started this experience called the Digital Link Center, really just as an experience for our guests. We had someone who was teaching our guests how to maybe take better photos with their phone, or how to FaceTime their grandchildren or their children, and it really expanded. We were expecting maybe 20 people to come to these classes, and we had about 120 people come. And so we have our own area now on the new ships where they do this, and this is included in the cruise. And if you're an art lover, or maybe you're an artist yourself, or maybe you've always wanted to experience art, in addition to the art that you can enjoy aboard the ship. So we have about $5 to $7 million of art on each of our ships. On the Riviera, in one of the lounges in the bars, we actually have Picasso prints around the bar area. So that was fun. But you can do a painting class, and we have a resident artist. So if you happen to be an artist, or maybe you just maybe you have a group of people that you want to go together to learn about art, this is a wonderful experience and included in your cruise. We also, of course, want to learn about how we pair wine with all the delicious food that you're going to be tasting. So we have that as well. So that's a little overview of maybe what why you would choose Oceania. We talked about some of the things that might be of interest to you. And of course, I wanted to talk about our current offers. Lewis and I were talking before we started the presentation about Canadians and traveling. We know that Canadians want to travel. They're just traveling a little bit differently now. So maybe they're choosing other places in the world that they want to travel. And so we have 66 beautiful itineraries that we picked out for our Canada at Par program. This is true Canada at Par. So if it's 5,000 US for a cruise, it's 5,000 Canadian. So please, if you want to cruise, now is the time. Reach out to the consultants. They all have the list of the cruises, 66 cruises that you can inquire about. If you want to see the Mediterranean, go to the Baltic. You want to go to the Northern Hemisphere as well. We have, as I said, 66 different itineraries. In addition to what you already receive in an Oceania cruise, you have beer and wine for lunch and dinner, and then you also get an extra shipboard credit. These are just some of the itineraries on Canada Par. This one is the Mediterranean. This one is for November 9th this year, so you'd have to pack quickly. You're starting in Barcelona. You want to go in a few days early to enjoy Barcelona, and then you're ending in Istanbul. You might want to spend a few days in Istanbul. There's just so much to explore, but you can see these beautiful little ports of call that we go into. That is on the Canada Par, and then everything that is included already in the Your World Included. So we talked about specialty dining. We talked about in-room dining. You have unlimited Wi-Fi in all of your sailings. We talked about the coffee, and everything is included. Shipboard gratuities is all included. Fitness classes to wear off some of that food. Maybe I should have done that on my cruise. So that is all included. We have Bali to Sydney. This one is for February. So if you're looking for a warm, a nice destination, that would be a nice time of year to be visiting this area from Bali to Sydney. You can see all those little ports of call. Some of them I had to look up because I wasn't even sure where exactly they were. So you can see how we have those beautiful little ports of call, all the fantastic places that you're seeing. That's on Canada Par. I love this one, and I think it's also a nice time of year for us maybe you're not going to Arizona or Palm Springs this year, but you still want to have some beautiful travel experience and want to get away during the winter. This is on our small ship on the Marina, which is only 670 guests. You're starting in Rio, and then you're going through all along the coast here of South America, and then you're actually making your way into Antarctica. Again, not getting off the ship here, you're just enjoying the beautiful scenery. Then through Ushuaia, and then back around this way, ending in South America. So that is a 24-day sailing. But look at the price. A 24-day sailing is under $9,000 Canadian on a veranda category. It's just such incredible value. And then again, all of these things are already included. This is some of the scenery that you'd be seeing in Antarctica from the beauty of your small ship, the penguins here as well. So we also have another promotion at the moment called Summer of Choice. If it's not on Canada Par, please ask your advisors about the Summer of Choice sale. Again, we've got a couple holidays sailing. This one is if you want to get away during the Christmas break, maybe with family, maybe to get away from family over the Christmas holidays, whatever it is. I'm not asking questions. I just love this itinerary. This is December 17th. This is Bali, and then ending in Tahiti. Again, look at the price. It's under $8,000, including a $400 shipboard credit. And so incredible savings. So have a look at that. We've got one Cape Town to Singapore. Again, if you're going to Africa, you wanted to add something on. Again, look at the price, under $9,000 for a 25-day sailing. It's absolutely incredible with a $400 shipboard credit and then everything that is included. So you saw what we have included, just a reminder here, even the shipboard gratuities and the Wi-Fi are included. And then if you don't want to fly a lot, I wanted to include some itineraries that we have next year, departing from Vancouver. So we have 2 opportunities for you to sail to Alaska round trip. And that is in September. Both of those itineraries are in September. And then when the Riviera is done here at the end of the Alaska season, she makes her way, instead of doing Japan this time, she makes her way into Hawaii, Tahiti, Fiji, and Indonesia. So you can either do one or you can do them all. And this is the route that she takes. So Vancouver, all the way through Alaska, making her way around the Hawaiian Islands, and then over into the South Pacific. And then ending all these. Look at these incredible ports of call. The total is a 58-day sailing, but you can break it up. So that was going to sell out quickly, so make sure that you reach out to the consultants to get that booked. And then in addition to these promotions, because we have this beautiful relationship with Expedia Cruises, from July 28th, that is on Monday, all the way through to August 15th, we are going to put another $250 shipboard credit on there for you. So you can enjoy it in the spa, you can book an incredible excursion, you can do whatever you like with all of those shipboard credits and just enjoy your beautiful sailing. So make sure that you're reaching out to everyone to book that today. I was with a friend last week and we were talking about things on our current bucket list. One of mine is Antarctica. And she asked me, when are you going? And I said, I'm not sure, hopefully in the next couple of years. And then she said, where are you on the tape measure? And I said, how do you mean? She says, well, we live till about 83 is the average lifespan. And so where are you? If you rolled out the tape measure, are you at the beginning? Are you at the middle? Are you getting towards the end? And that really made me think, I'm getting towards the end of my tape measure. So that just reminded me, if not now, when? So I'm booking my trip soon. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to pass it back to Lewis, but I wanted to say, live well, eat well, ports on Oceania, and travel well. So thank you so much for joining me.
Excellent. Thank you, Kim. It was really great, and I learned a lot. Now, it seems like I wasn't quite awake when we started. I forgot to mention, if anyone have any questions, please put it in the Q&A. So I'm going to give you a minute or so while I go through the rest of the slides, and then I will just check the Q&A. So if there's any questions, please put it in there. So again, Kim, thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
This we did record. So if you kind of miss some pieces, or you want to tell friends about it, or get more people to look at it, within an hour or so, I will have this posted on our YouTube channel. So this Expedia Cruises hashtag Maple Ridge. So there you can go and look at the video again. And like I say, if you want to have something planned and you want to invite more people to look at it, please do that. Um, Lastly, I just want to mention again, like Kim said, especially with the promotions they have, it is really great value. And especially with the Canadian at par, I mean, it's basically a 37% discount, whatever the exchange rate is today. You get right off the top. So that is a huge saving. So please
Yeah.
reach out to us if you have any questions, or if we can assist you in any way. So with this, folks, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us. And again, Kim, thank you very much. It was an excellent presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay.
Did we have any questions?
I didn't see anything pop up at the moment, but again, if you have any, email it to us. I will have a look, and if I can't answer it, I'll forward it to Kim, and we can answer that.
Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so
Thanks,
much.
Kim.
Yeah, enjoy.
Appreciate